Welcome to Blow the Whistle Sports with your boy Mars, and of course, the founder and creator, the one, the only Cal Jones. What's up, brother?
What's up? What's up? It's a lot of
Yes,
news today.
lots of news, lots of sports, and we're gonna waste zero time. We're gonna get into it, man. And I like the DraftKings shirt. We need that sponsorship, so go ahead and give us that sponsorship money ASAP.
They owe me.
I don't have no luck on that, man. That's your thing. I always say we need to get you a gambling section because you're the luckiest guy in the world. I'll miss a parlay in a heartbeat. So,
All right. I'll let you lead it off.
oh man, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, for the thousands watching at home and the other thousands watching across the world, Draymond Green is beating people up again. Jesus Christ, man. Read today he's now second all time for suspension, right behind Rasheed Wallace. 20 suspensions. That's not something you want on your resume. And at this point, I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze. If I'm Golden State, I'm really looking forward to moving on from this experiment. They had a hell of a run, but at this point, Clay is a shell of himself. Dre Mon is seconds away from bringing a weapon on the court. I think we're gonna have another version of above the rim anytime now. I don't know, but I used to think maybe he's just kind of wild. We've all played basketball, and you have wild people that throws an errant elbow. But when you look at these instances and replay, they're so on purpose. They're so like we talked about this the other night on After Dark. I don't know why so many of these huge players are intimidated. Maybe they're just smart and they don't want to get suspended. But he definitely needs to be pieced up and pieced out. For me, you got to move on from Draymond, and I don't want him in LA anytime soon. But what do you think?
Oh, something's wrong with him. This is the one thing I think is getting lost in all this. Even though he punched old dude in the face and he laid him out, Draymond is so crazy. Steph should be on Kobe level right now. They should have more titles than LeBron. Like
Yeah,
Steph should have 5 and LeBron should have 3. And Draymond's so crazy, he cost them a championship and he still didn't learn from that. Like if that wasn't enough, I don't know. I mean, what can help him? I honestly think something's wrong with the dude. I don't know. Like I've been trying to diagnose it. He's not there mentally. He gets kicked out of games. It's almost like he's like, I don't feel like playing tonight. Let me find a way to get kicked out. He can't control himself with the refs. Like the refs are after you, and you still, you go argue with them. You're still doing dirty plays. They're not even like even winning the game. They have nothing to even do with a winning player or anything. You just doing something dirty for what? I don't know. And I heard Stephen A. say something earlier today about Steph Curry not being the leader that LeBron James is because if this was LeBron and he had somebody that was out of control like that, they would be going crazy. Like you're not a leader, you know, you got players that's out of control, but it's Steph and nobody says nothing. Like nobody can pull this dude to the side and calm him down, punch the teammate on video, and they resign him to an extension. Like it don't make any sense to me. Don't get me wrong, I think he's a future Hall of Famer. Um, Talented, but I think he's just like those other players like T.O., all those players that when they ran their course, like you said, it wasn't worth the squeeze no more. The talent is not there and it's not worth keeping him on the team. I don't see what he bring. His shooting sucks now. He used to be a good 3-point shooter. He don't do that anymore. And I think now he's more dirtier because he's not as good at defense as he used to be.
yeah. I mean, at this point, he's essentially, to borrow a phrase from Charles Barkley, he's a triple single. Every night, he's going to get you 4 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 fouls, 2 technicals, 3 turnovers. Um, he was the heart and soul of that team for sure, and I think that's why they kept him around and allowed him to get through those antics. And everything's all good when you're winning. Although I agree with you, he definitely cost him a championship, which in my book you're off the team. You don't get a lot of opportunities to win championships. And for your antics to cost me one, he would have never been back to even have these situations. I think Golden State really had lost a great opportunity those years when they got those top picks and they had Wiseman and they had Poole and they got rid of the young core. The CP3 experiment is not working. It's time to break it up. And honestly, if I'm Golden State, because I put what's on front of the uniform more important than what's on the back of the uniform, at this point, I'm breaking the Beatles up. When we get to the All-Star break, if we haven't made a turnaround, everybody can get it. And I'm talking Steph too. There's definitely some, team that's right on the cusp that probably has a young talent that's ready to go that you could swap for. Everybody can go. You got that beautiful brand new stadium that's only a few years old. You've won. I know you don't want that on your resume to be the one to trade Steph Curry, but he can't do it alone. And Clay is a shell of himself. He's up for an extension. Nobody wants to pay what he's looking for. You got that big $25-30 million a year going to Draymond. Who knows when he's going to be eligible to play again. He needs counseling. I agree with that. But at the same time, he's just not worth it anymore. And like I said, he got the right players. Because I know he's much bigger than me, but he would have hit me like that. I've been waiting for him on the bus. Like, hey, let me talk to you for a minute. Let me introduce you to a friend of mine. So it's interesting to see. He doesn't seem apologetic at all. That's the biggest thing with me. He's like, I know my intention. Yeah, we do too. To knock him the hell out. That was your intention. You almost did it.
Also, in terms of the suspension, do you think it was too harsh, or do you agree with it?
Not at all. Not at all. Because I'm a big personal believer. Everybody deserves a second chance, but everybody doesn't deserve 5-second chances. Like, he is a repeat offender. It's just like anything else. If you're at a court and you get caught breaking into someone's car, and we pull your rap sheet and we see you've broken into 30 other cars, guess what? They're going to be more likely to throw the book at you because you're a repeat offender. It's the same. It shows that you haven't learned. It shows that you haven't changed. You already been suspended earlier in the year for choking out Rudy Gobert. You should have been on angel behavior for the rest of the season. And he's right back at it. The same thing with Ja Morant. That's the reason he got so much time, because when you show that you don't have any change in you and you're still doing the same thing, yeah, indefinitely. I'm fine with that, because he's going to get to the point where we have another Malice in the Palace. He's going to run against the wrong person. And the NBA is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's a business. They had image issues in the 80s with the drug use and things of that nature. Michael Jordan and Magic and Bird brought it to a whole nother level. Players like LeBron and Kobe have it to where franchises are worth more than they've ever been. And then you got guys like this who is bringing the game down. At the end of the day, parents are not going to let their kids, especially parents from Middle America, when they see this guy that looks like Donkey from Shrek knocking out people. It's just not going to work.
You're right. I agree with you. I honestly think they need to find the Golden State Warriors.
I agree.
Because they have not done enough to reel this guy in. It shouldn't even have got to the NBA to have to suspend him. I think the Warriors should lose picks. I mean, these suspensions that Draymond had were just comical. Like, what was the suspension on Poole? Like a couple of games?
Yeah. Well, he did a self-imposed at first. He pretty much, like you said, whenever he needs vacation time, how great would it be if we needed vacation time? We could just punch a coworker and just and get paid a couple weeks off. You're like, you know what? I do want to go see the Chili Peppers. Hey, man, let me talk to you for a minute.
You got that, the suspension earlier this year with Gobert or whatever.
Yeah, the choke out.
The Warriors didn't make this contract where they had some type of clause in it that if he got in trouble, they could get out of it. Like,
I mean, shout out to the NBA Players Union, because if Zion doesn't have a Big Mac clause and Draymond doesn't have a smack a person in the head clause and Ja doesn't have a Pistol Pete clause, That I mean, these guys can get away with anything, and trust me, I'm all for player empowerment, employee empowerment in any business, but at the same time, it's still a business, and he is bad for business. It's really that simple.
All right, well, look like we agree on that. So we're gonna move to somebody else that can't control their temper.
Oh man, I did not expect that. He seems so mild mannered. I don't know why he wanted that basketball so bad. I mean, I understand you broke a record, but it's not like at the end of the day you won the NBA championship or anything. You had 64 points in a regular season game. That's great. I was more shocked though, besides Greek Freak, was the Pacers. I did not expect that from them after, the best team on the planet dealt with them in the in-season tournament. It's very interesting that they have this attitude now. They didn't have that attitude when LeBron was shellacking them up the court. So Greek Freak doesn't mess with anybody. I just think it's weird that they took the ball. But yeah, his reaction definitely was a little bit over the top. It was interesting to see him take off, and that's another situation. It's not going to be too many of these takeoffs that's going to be allowed before the NBA starts to hammer it down. Like when you have threats of violence, we're talking primetime TV. Nobody wants to, dad wants to watch the game with their son or daughter and see these guys taking off. You got to remember it's a business. You could have always got the ball back.
Yeah.
And how do you even know which ball it is? You're gonna grab any damn ball and be like, here, who cares? You sign it, it'll be worth what they say.
You know what's funny about this? I guess they gave the ball to like a player that scored their first point.
Yeah, rookie.
Yeah. First thing, Giannis act like his career is over. Like it's possible that you can score 65 one day, and then that ball that you got ain't worth nothing. Secondly, what was I going to say? What was this with LeBron? If LeBron did this, it would be you're selfish. You don't care about the team won. You don't even care about stats. Look at him; he's only self-serving. But for some reason, Giannis just get this pass because he's wholesome, he's innocent, he's whatever. So it's like, oh well, I'm just reading all the comments today. They did Giannis wrong. He deserves the ball, whatever. I'm not saying that he don't, but it's just mighty funny that if like LeBron did this, if Deion Sanders as a coach did this, if certain people did this that are considered cocky, it would be an outroar, of how they're acting. But he gets a pass over, like you said, a ball. Like you mean to tell me Giannis ain't got enough money where he probably can buy that ball off that dude? Like I'm pretty sure there's a price where he'd be like, all right, you can have the ball. He'll probably even give him the ball. But
yeah, give me a jersey and a pair of those Greek Freak Zoom 2s, and I'm sure he could have made the deal happen. Honestly, I think he would have got more empathy if he would have been like, I was really disappointed in this franchise. I broke a record for me, and I just asked for the ball, and they kept it. That way alone would have put so much public outcry that he would have ended up getting the ball. You're risking your team. Bucks have a legitimate chance. Probably 5 or 6 teams that I believe have a legitimate chance of bringing home the title this year. You don't want to risk it. You guys are getting on the roll. You're learning yourself over a ball game, like you said. If this was Kobe's last game and when he scored 60 and someone takes the ball, I get it. At this point, let's burn this MFer down. But dude, it's a regular season. It's not even All-Star break. Relax. You gotta relax. You'll get the ball again.
Like I said, I was shocked. I mean, he should be suspended. Like if matter of fact, if I know he got a history, if Draymond Green did that, he would be suspended just for throwing the temper tantrum. Like y'all gotta do better, man. You gotta be role model. Like what are you showing the kids? Like so,
Right.
if some kid in high school playing and he goes off however many points, and if the team loses, it don't matter if the team lost. He scored 40, so let me go get the game ball. Which one is it? Are you about the team winning, or are you about putting up a career high and grabbing the game ball? Because you showed more effort in that than you did when y'all won the championship. Like how you were cheering it. So I guess it's about the individual stats. I don't know.
Well, we always hear it's about winning, and people don't really care. At least that's the speech we get. But at the end of the day, we know the reality is it's all about me. It's all about stars. It's all about that's the reason they have I remember, I feel he's changed. Maybe he's getting a little Americanized, but when he was first in the league, he was, even his first couple of years, he was super humble and very, I'm all shucks, I'm just happy to be here. And now he's getting more and more. I'm like, all right, I call him Draymond Jr. Giannis, you are really starting to show that, hey, the fact that he broke up a championship team to get Damian Lillard because he started making threats. Oh, if you're not serious about winning, I'll take. That's not what I expected of him. So I lost a little bit of respect in that manner. And these antics right here, definitely, if I had a young son, I would not want him molded after someone to do that. That would be something, if I was a coach of a little league team or whatever, I'd be like, nah, come on and sit right next to me on this bench because you're not playing the right way. And when you disrespect the game, it always comes back to you. Game's bigger than you, bigger than anyone.
You made a good point about the Americanized thing. I never thought about that. You're right. He's a made man. He got his championship with no superstar. In a small city, ain't nothing else to do with personal stats. Now you don't got to chase the ring. They can't say that about you no more.
He's
And
got his MVP, his finals MVP, regular season MVP, every major award that there is, multi-time All-Star, every major individual accolade, he's got it already.
yep, I agree with you. I'm gonna have to think about that more. I never thought about that. So that's all I got on that.
Yeah. Greek Freak, calm down, brother. You already taking up some slots for your trash brother, so make sure you're behaving in our country. God bless America.
Yes, Super Bowl favorites. That's the one I've been waiting for. I'll take it over. You may not even have the answer. I already got the answer for you.
I got mine. I know your answer, but
I've been surprised. So I got the Ravens up there. The Chiefs, if they can get the wide receivers together. 49ers, of course. The Eagles. And that's really all. And then there's one that stands above them all, the Cowboys. I think we got it this year. We got the best quarterback, second best wide receiver this year behind Tyreek Hill. The defense is loaded. Coaches are calling great plays. We're finally putting it all together. I think it's our year. The offensive line is playing amazing. That Eagles game was just impressive. I predicted that we were going to blow the Eagles out,
you did.
and we blew them out like every facet of the game. We don't even got a running game yet. I still feel like that's going to come along. Dak is not making the mistakes. He's getting the playmakers the ball. Ferguson, the tight end, he's a beast. Uh, Micah and the defense, they're coming on. It's not, too much to say. 49ers scare me. I think we're the team to match up with them. I think defense, I think we can match them. The offense, they got about a little bit, but I think we're probably the only team that can slow them down. The Eagles, I don't think they're going nowhere. I think we match up with them. I think we beat them. It's going to be hard. I can't say it's going to be simple. I can't say I'm 100% confident, but it's always about who's playing hot going into the playoffs. And if we can, run through this last stretch with Buffalo, Miami, Detroit, and the Redskins and going into playoffs hot, I think we can knock out anybody. But it's definitely going to be a good race to see who wins.
Yeah, so I have the same teams as far as my Super Bowl favorites: Niners, of course, Ravens, Eagles, Chiefs, and Cowboys. I would like to be delusional and say Cincinnati, but we're not even going to make it to the playoffs this year, although we picked up some good wins the last couple weeks without Joe Burrow. I would love to be the one to rain on your parade. I'm not a Cowboy hater like some people that really, really just hate the Cowboys for some reason. I'm not that type of player. And I hate to sound like, Skip, how about them Cowboys? But I really, really do have a sneaking suspicion. This season feels to me like the season when Philly got over the hump a few years ago. where it was something in the air where this team is different. Everybody's playing at a higher level. I did not know Dak had this in it. I know you personally have been ready to give up on Dak multiple times.
Video.
Sometimes in the same season. I know that jersey probably has singe marks at the bottom where you started to burn it and be like, oh, wait a minute. So they have a good chance of any. I think the Super Bowl goes through the NFC this year.
Yeah.
I don't see Baltimore as they're obviously a threat, but throughout the playoffs, can they win 3 games? Can they win? There's something missing there that just doesn't give me that confidence. Right now, I had the Eagles highly up there, but that exposure that they got last week, Dallas beat the brakes off of them. And I did not expect that at all. And once a team is exposed like that, it just does something to the heart. So I'm going to go ahead and eliminate the Eagles. I see the Niners or the Cowboys coming out of the NFC, and whoever comes out of the NFC, I see them taking it all. And for some reason, I feel like the Chiefs are going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. They just somehow figure it out when it comes playoff time.
Well, this may be the first year the Chiefs have to actually go on the road and play a playoff game. So I want to see what Patty's gonna do on the road. I agree about the 49ers, man. They're just scary. They have no weaknesses. I mean, they got wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, the D line, the O line. I'm still trying to figure out how they even paying all these people. Like I think they're cheating on the cap.
That is, I don't know if they're doing some deferments like my man for the Dodgers. I said the same thing when they signed Chris McCaffrey. I'm like, they don't have a salary cap in the NFL. You got the money, you can pay it. That's weird. Whoever is their GM and the team behind putting that team together, kudos. You guys have done a hell of a job, and it's kind of also showed that Dak really just needed some receivers because he's doing his thing too in Dallas. So I would not be surprised if Dallas. I would not be surprised if San Francisco pulls it out. But I definitely feel the Super Bowl goes to the NFC this year.
And one more thing, Jerry Jones is inducting Jimmy Johnson in the Cowboys Ring of Honor. So I don't know. It's been like a black cat running around us ever since they've had it out. So I don't know. Hopefully the luck is changing. He said he believes he has what is it, superstitions or whatever. So he believed that doing this will probably finally get us over the hump. I hope so.
Well, I'm not a superstitious person. I think, especially when it comes to sports, it comes down to two things like heart and your intensity on that field and how much you love it, how much you really want it. I've seen in sports, over the many years that I've been watching, some crazy upsets. I've seen some crazy victories. I've seen some crazy come from behind stuff that in my lifetime that you never think you would see. Crazy upsets and boxing. Like who would have thought Mike Tyson would have lost to Buster Douglas? I've seen it all in my lifetime, and I think with sports, it's 90% mental. They always say 90% mental, but it really is. We could talk about Anthony Davis. We're jumping around on sports, but he's a player that physically should be the best player in the world easily, but mentally it doesn't seem like he can put it together or go through the pain. Very few people have that mentality, that Mambo classic mentality where you can just go through the pain, go through everything. Um, right now, I've never seen the Cowboys play so strongly, so confidently, not since 95. And they have everything they do. So, man, I'm wishing you luck. If my team can't do it, then good luck to the Cowboys. Good luck to the Cowboy fans out there. The show is probably going to be X-rated if they do win. I don't know. Kyle might not come on with clothes and just swinging in the camera. Yeah, for all y'all haters. Who knows?
You're probably right. It's gonna be a good season. Y'all can get a show every day if we win.
Every playoff game.
Your boy.
Man, Junior, congratulations, Bronny, man. What a turnabout. I think this is a good story, man. And I like a feel good story, especially this time of the year. Um, Obviously, big Lakers fan, big LeBron fan. And I really think, although I've said this before, I think Bryce is the better player. I think Bronny really has a legitimate chance of making it to the NBA and doing something. Do I see him having a career like his father? No, I don't see any other human being for the rest of the time having a career like LeBron. I think when it's all said and done, with his longevity, his accolades, and the fact that he met all expectations, LeBron James will go down as the greatest American athlete of all time. That's my personal opinion. And the story we've seen it in the Major League Baseball, but we've never seen it in a sport like basketball because generally when you're 38, 39 years old in basketball, you're a shell. You shouldn't be out there. You know, when you think of the other players that age, besides Mike, most of them were just shells of themselves. And even Mike was a shell of himself when you really think about it. Um, LeBron, I've never seen anything like it. He's like a cyborg. I'm just praying that we never find out that he was on some PEDs or something like that because it just doesn't make sense. He defies all laws. And for Bronny to come from a heart attack, a cardiac arrest at what, 18, 19 years old, and just a few months later, be able to be out there Division I basketball. I don't know what's in their genetics, but they need to bottle it. Congratulations to Bronny. 4 points, couple of rebounds, couple of steals, three looked all right. 33% from 3 point. He's on a minute restriction, and obviously, to go from having your chest cut open to be out there is a long stretch. Maybe he has to stay another year, or maybe he goes to one of the G League, like the Ignite or something. I don't know, but I'm certain if playing with LeBron's contract being up at the end of the year, if I'm a team that's on the cusp and I got a first round pick, even if Bronny isn't what you say to get LeBron, I'm picking this guy. It's a 2-for-1 deal. We could take Greek Freaks trash, brother. We could take Bronny and LeBron for certain. So hopefully LA does something smart because we don't have a first round pick this year, and they're able to maneuver to make sure LeBron stays. Because honestly, at this rate, I could see him being dominant for another 5 years at this point. I just can't see him dropping down uh, that far unless he gets like a catastrophic career, knock on wood, career ending injury. So shout out to Bronny coming back from thinking to never be able to play again to actually making a debut and, doing some things on the court, contributing. They didn't get the win, but he's already won at life. So, man, congratulations to the young kid.
I think the thing that people don't give him credit for the most is actually being brave to do it. But I would be scared as hell to be playing after like going through something like that and then like risking going on the court, hoping that it don't, happen in front of everybody in the game or anything like that. Had to be scary for LeBron and them to be actually brave to let him go back out there. Because as a parent, I don't know if I'll let him back out there. Like,
No.
you got everything that you need in life. You don't need money. You don't need whatever, but they're being supportive, giving him the best doctors and letting him chase his dream. And like you said, I already think he won in life just from that aspect. If Bronny don't make it, maybe it wasn't meant for him to make it. Maybe his story was to inspire somebody else, to make it that's not in his position, that's ready to give up. It inspired me like, damn, like he had open heart surgery, whatever, and he's still going. Like, shouldn't nothing stop me? It should inspire, everybody to live out your dreams and, make sure you're in good shape and everything. And that's why I also admire about them, just the condition and shape that they're in. LeBron playing this long, it doesn't surprise me because how many players you knew that came into the league that was training like he was training from jumpstart? Usually, like, exactly, maybe like Kobe, the rare people.
Not even Kobe, he had the curiosity and the passion of the game, but physically, people forget Kobe's first 2 years, he was backing up Eddie Jones.
Yes,
He
true.
was not a starter. He was skinny. He wasn't in the weight. You didn't see the result. LeBron came into the league like a 30-year-old man, and now is aging backwards. Even his hairline is rejuvenated. So, I mean, I don't know where he found the fountain of youth. I think a lot of it has to do with mentally. When you hear LeBron mic'd up and how he sees the game, and to be able to impart that wisdom on his son, and his son seems to see the game in the same way. Looks like he had a little bit of growth spurt. I know he was 6'2", and now they're clocking him in at 6'4", so he still has some hope to grow a little bit. I don't see. LeBron said he's a better shooter than all of them. I don't see why he can't be a Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard came from a small nobody school to being one of the top point guards in the NBA. I don't see why Bronny can't be. He's got all the tools and he's got all the coaching, and more importantly, he clearly has the passion. Because I'm like you. If my dad's a billionaire, if I stub my toe, I'm hanging up my sneakers. I'm like, oh, that was my big toenail. I'm gonna have to announce my retirement. I'm gonna just spend these money and go on these islands with these girls on Instagram. For him to focus and passion and come back from that and play the game and do it the right way, I just salute the kid. I salute the family, and I think that's something we need to study more about LeBron. No controversies, no drama, childhood sweetheart, married a woman of his race. Not that it's anything against marrying a woman out of race, but he doing what he does for the community, raising two kids that have never got in trouble, that are also phenomenal athletes, and being able to pick up so many. It's not too many players that my Lakers were trash before he came. He got us a ring, so I'm forever grateful. Cleveland was never close to getting a ring without him.
Yeah.
He did it. Miami hadn't won since Shaq and Wade. He did it. So to me, hands down, greatest of all time. And I think right now he's just stacking feathers in his cap so we can, with the recent win of the he. All I can say is that the NBA and the business owners and the owners have to be super grateful that LeBron won this first in-season tournament, because if that was Milwaukee and Denver or some team or that no one looked at, they would be like, oh, it's a failure. But instead, it elevated this in-season tournament, and him playing with his son, that's money. I'm watching that game. That's money. So let's do it, LA. Let's draft the kid.
All right, good luck. We wish y'all luck. I'm pretty sure they're gonna definitely do it. I believe in.
Absolutely. So, guys, we want to thank you so much. This was just a quick episode, man. There's so much going on in the world. We're going to try to get you a little bit more before we go on holiday hiatus. But it's all about sports. Please do what we love, and that's like, comment, subscribe, and share these episodes. If you want to talk about a particular sport, different segments, let us know. It's a completely interactive show. Let us know in the comments. We do watch the feedback carefully, man. So that's all I got. You got anything else, bro?
Make sure y'all catch the den. Me and Mars, whoever else show up, we'll be dropping another episode soon. So we about to hit it hard again.
Absolutely. And guys, also check out the channel. We're going to be having the best of episodes, where we're going to have, it's just going to be a clip episode for the end of the year of all of the Mars Media content. We're going to have best of episodes where you can see some of the funny clips that we've done in 2023. I think you're going to be excited. And I can't wait for you guys to tune in and see what we have going for you in 2024.
All right, but that's all we got. So if you don't got anything else, I guess we out of here.
That's it. Blow the whistle sports, baby. For the 99 and the 2000.